we go. Your main event of the shit show fight.
Yo, Mikhail and Gilbert fought before. They fought bare knuckle, and Gilbert beat him. He cut him open in the first round. But so this is kind of a rematch.
It's a rematch,
but with gloves.
A boxing fight.
Yeah. But man, Mikhail's last BKFC fight was incredible. He arguably won. He lost a split decision, but I think he won. So I don't know. It's about to be a good fight.
Yeah, Gilbert really doesn't give a fuck, so I love it.
Yeah. Gilbert just fought in TFC a month ago. Won. Came back to Phuket, and now he's been looking for another fight, and this one came up on 2 days' notice. And of course he said yes.
Street Fight Mike fighting out of Russia against Gilbert fighting out of nowhere, New Jersey.
Brazilian American.
Newark, stand up.
He is the blondest Brazilian ever. There's a lot of white Brazilians, though. A lot of people don't know that.
Kaká. Here we go. Dunga, another white Brazilian. Gilbert looking for some openings there. Street Fight Mike goes for the bread baskets there.
Mike's gotten a lot better, though.
Yeah, Mike got the reach. Staying on the outside.
Mike has
doing
clearly
well.
improved a lot.
Yeah. It's crazy because during COVID he was fighting all the time or anything he can get, and he was losing a lot. He lost 8 fights in a row. But just something happened over the last couple months, and he's changed into a completely different fighter. It's really
He's
really
much
been
more
something
relaxed, much more composed, much more. I think he's just kind of worked on his skills a bit more.
Motivated.
Yeah, motivation plays a long thing here. Gilbert looking for the defense here. Ooh,
Nice jab. He's looking at MMA style. Come in, close the distance, throw that big overhand, but pure boxing sometimes doesn't always work.
Gilbert parrying those punches there. As we come to the end of the first round, in this main event of this John Nutt birthday bash shit show, our man John Nutt turning 102 years old tonight. Incredible what he's able to do in that body, that old ass body of his. Decrepit is what they say.
Decrepit, that's the word.
You know who's not decrepit? Neither of these two guys in this ring tonight. Street Fight Mike and Gilbert.
Street Fight Mike just had a very good first round, I think. So if I was a judge, I would have gave it to him. He stayed long, showed a vastly improved skill set since his last time we've ever seen him fight. So, and completely different than the rematch because Gilbert won that bare knuckle fight when they fought each other about 2 years ago, easy. But gloves a different story. So a lot has changed in 2 years. A lot has stayed the same too, but a lot has changed.
It's a long time in fighting, though.
Yeah.
It's enough to make improvements. TJ Dillashaw was suspended for 2 years. I mean, there's a lot that happened.
How many times Nick Diaz got suspended for 2 years for weed?
Oh, my God.
Weed is legal now in Thailand, by the way.
Hey.
Decriminalized.
Another reason to come here.
Yes.
Gilbert coming in low right there. Both guys looking for their openings. Gilbert coming forward. Nice jab there from Street Fight Mike, trying to fight off that jab.
He wants to keep it long. Of course, you look at the height. It's different though in MMA. If somebody steps in and hits it with a right hook or right overhand, you can't take those shots with the MMA gloves. But with big boxing gloves, you can take a few of those shots and it's not as big of a deal.
Ooh,
especially
nice
when you're only
uppercut.
throwing that one big shot.
Gilbert still coming forward.
Yeah, still being aggressive, hunting, looking to close the distance.
Ooh, nice. Ducking down, throwing some punches at the same time. Gilbert responding in kind. Nice right hand there from Street Fight Mike.
He's loading up that right hand too much a little bit, though. Gilbert.
He's making it a little obvious, isn't he?
Yeah, you got to like open up with a jab hook, and then throw the right hand.
And Mike is just coming in just as he's able to throw that lead shot.
Yeah, every time. That's fighting. Anything can change. If that right hand does land, Mike should be a game changer.
Nice right hand there from Street Fight Mike as Gilbert comes in. As we come to the end of the second round, how do you score it?
Man, that was a pretty even round. Like, if it's are we doing 10-9 mud system? Because if not, I think it's a 10-10. But if it's a 10-9 mud system, I don't know. It's a close round.
That first round, it looked a little bit.
The first round was definitely Mikhail's favorite.
Yes, it looked like he landed more shots in that round, even though Gilbert seemed to be, he tried to be a little bit more active, but it just didn't land as many as Mike, at least not many power shots. The second round was a lot more even, although I don't know if I would say that Gilbert kind of separated himself. Mike kind of like.
I think Mikhail still like kept the boxing, like he kept the boxing game, and he still stayed long. He's still throwing more clean shots. So if I have to give it to somebody, I'll probably go 2-0 right now for Mikhail. Street Fight Mike. That's what we're going with. But it's 5 rounds. Normally boxing's 4 rounds or 6 rounds or 8 rounds, but this one's 5.
Here we go, round 3. Y'all see something. Gilbert going low there, nice. Really tactical boxing match here. You gotta understand. You gotta see if like Street Fight Mike, he's the longer fighter. He's also standing in southpaw.
Yeah, it's hard to get that angle on southpaw sometimes,
yeah,
especially if somebody's longer and throwing that really busy jab. He's throwing that jab a lot.
Especially with someone who's really been fighting more stand-up fights over the last couple months in Street Fight Mike versus Gilbert, who's been fighting a little bit more
MMA, bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah.
He's an MMA fighter. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but he likes to strike too. But he doesn't fight as often as Street Fight Mike does.
Oh, beautiful right hand.
Double right. It's easy for Mike to circle to the right away from his power hand too, because he's southpaw. So he's easily circling away from Gilbert's power.
Here we go.
Ooh, nice.
Gilbert with the blue trunks, with the blue gloves. Street Fight Mike with the red gloves. Oh, Street Fight Mike going up top. Oh, beautiful job there from Gilbert. Landed flush there. As we come to the end of this third round here, in our last fight of the night, here at John Nutt's Shit Show, Worldwide Boxing Stadium.
Man, I think Gilbert's thinking too, like, man, this is a completely different fighter than I fought 2 years ago. Complaining, it is. It really, really is.
It is. I mean, Street Fight Mike has been able to fight a lot of stand-up striking fights over the last 2 years, just by virtue of being here in Phuket and taking all these fights at the stadiums whenever they did open up. Especially these last few months. He's been a stalwart here at Worldwide Boxing Stadium. He's won a couple of Muay Thai fights.
He's breathing heavy though in the corner. I do wonder how tired he is. It's going this 4th and 5th round.
We'll see.
Breathing heavy, so.
I mean,
but I still give him 3 rounds to 0 right now. If I have to score, I think Mikhail's ahead 3-0 right now. So we'll see. It's not like the Thai judging too, where they don't judge the first rounds. In boxing, you judge every round.
Every single round is being judged here. as we come into this 4th round here in our main event fight on John Nutt's Shit Show.
Rawai Boxing Stadium, the O2 Arena of Phuket.
Here we go. Round 4. Yokti C. Ooh, nice jab there from Street Fight Mike on a right cross. Gilbert going low there, coming up top. Trying to see if there are any strikes there.
Yeah, hit him with the palm of that glove, and boxing you're not supposed to, and he like nodded at him. That was a technical fight, and even though I think like Gilbert's down 3 rounds, I won't say he's like being overwhelmed by any means. He's not being overwhelmed.
It's actually
it's like a really close fight.
Would you say that Mike just learned how to use his size?
Yeah, he just learned, hey, I'm tall. I'm over 6 feet tall. Maybe I should start sticking on the outside instead of rushing in. And also he used to be more of a kicker, at least in his Muay Thai fights. And he's like really started using his hands. He's training at Katu at a pure boxing gym, and like, you know, he seems dedicated now. So, like I said, completely different, changed fighter.
Dirty boxing in from Gilbert, and then a couple uppercuts.
He needs to do that. Just stay inside and get ugly. Make it ugly. Be face to face. Don't give him any space.
We come to the end of the 4th round.
It's another one I think is hard to score. That's another hard round to score.
Yeah, this is actually pretty a very even fight so far. It looks like we're going to go to our judges here.
No. 5th round, right?
Round.
Or are they only doing 4 rounds?
Go to our judges. Street Fight Mike takes this round, and he takes the win here tonight.
I thought they were doing 5 rounds.
John Nutt's Shit Show.
Oh, that was weird.
Street Fight Mike takes the win here tonight over Gilbert. And it looks like there was some confusion.
There's some confusion. Even the fighters like, no, there's supposed to be 5 rounds. Hashtag shit show.
Hashtag shit show. That's what we mean by a shit show.
John Nutt for Full Metal Dojo. Did you like the content? Do you want more of it? It's Full Metal content. Subscribe below, mother lovers, and be a part of the Full Metal lifestyle.